The crybaby childhood friend who clamored to marry me since we were little, unexpectedly grew up to be the aloof campus belle everyone secretly has a crush on. I thought we would be estranged after not seeing each other for years. But to my surprise, she suddenly wanted to move in with me. What shocked me even more was, after moving in, she would pretend to have a bad sense of direction every night, and then sneak into my room. Not long ago, I received a call from my mom, telling me that my childhood friend, Pataya, was coming to live with me. I refused outright without a second thought. Although in my childhood memories it seemed there was a girl living downstairs from my house, not only was she a crybaby, but she also loved tagging along behind me, calling me Brother Rambutan. But after 10 years apart, who would still remember each other? Sons, I'm just here to inform you, not to ask for your opinion. Besides, the apartment you're living in right now, your dad and I bought it in full for you. My mom's tone was incredibly firm. Hearing her put it that way, it seemed I really could not refuse. Half a year ago, I said I wanted to rent a place and start a business, and my parents bought me this apartment without a second word, saying they would fully support my dreams. In the end, my mouth twitched, and I agreed. At 2:30 p.m., I went downstairs to pick her up on time. Before long, a taxi stopped at the neighborhood gate. The door opened and a girl stepped out. She was wearing a pink and white camisole, and beneath her light blue denim shorts were a pair of long, straight, fair legs. Was this really the little crybaby from 10 years ago? Seeing me come down, Pataya waved in my direction. Brother Rambutan, I replied faintly, my face feeling a bit hot. I was not sure if it was because her brother Rambutan sounded too sweet, or if I was just baking under the scorching sun. After arriving home, I took a pair of gray men's slippers from the shoe rack and placed them on the floor. I do not have women's slippers here. You will have to make do with these for now. Pataya nodded. Brother Rambutan, could you take me to the nearby supermarket later? I want to buy some daily necessities. No problem. I closed the door and glanced at her. Except for my bedroom. You can choose either of the other 2 rooms. Which own do you want? Pataya looked around and finally pointed in a direction. I will take this empty room, seeing that the direction she pointed to was right next to my bedroom. My expression grew a bit serious. Are you sure? My bedroom is right next door. I remember you used to have a bad sense of direction as a kid. I am worried you will walk into the wrong room. I do not have a bad sense of direction. I just could not tell north from south when I was little. The tips of her ears gradually grew hot, but she still acted completely justified. Himph, she would never admit it. I looked at her, still a little unconvinced in my heart. So I spoke up. We are not boyfriend and girlfriend, since we are going to be living together. There are some boundaries we need to mind. For example, please wear a bit more clothes when you're in the living room. It is fine if I am at a disadvantage, but if you are, my mom will beat me to death. Pataya's small face flushed red. You Rambutan, you big idiot. Are you asking me to bundle up like a bear? No way. Girls are supposed to dress pretty. 10 minutes later, the 2 of us went downstairs to the nearby supermarket. After exiting the neighborhood gate, I walked ahead on my own. Just then, a soft, sweet voice came from behind. Brother Rambutan, you're walking too fast. Can you slow down a little? Seeing this, a strange look flashed across my face. I am tall with long legs, so naturally, I walk much faster than Pataya. Realizing this, I walked back a few steps and scratched my head awkwardly. Sorry. As soon as I finished speaking, she grabbed the hem of my shirt with her small hand. I am not familiar with this area. I am afraid of getting separated from you. At this moment, Pataya's beautiful face was flushed, and she was biting her lip lightly, looking pitiful. I subtly swallowed and explained, I was not trying to ditch you. I am just used to walking fast. And even if we did accidentally get separated, do not you have a map app on your phone to navigate? Hearing this, 2 patches of flush crept up Pataya's cheeks again. It was so embarrassing. Who would believe that she could still get lost while looking at a navigation app? She absolutely could not let Rambutan know this. He would definitely mock her. Soon, we arrived at the supermarket. In less than half an hour, Pataya had filled the shopping cart. Brother Rambutan, could you help me grab those slippers? They are too high, I can't reach. Pataya stood in front of the slipper rack, staring at the top row with sparkling eyes. Seeing this, I reached out and took them down, finding that they were a pair of slippers with a pink bunny pattern. Do all girls like stuff like this? I also found it somewhat unbelievable. This was the first time something pink was going to appear in my house. 5 minutes later, we went to the checkout counter to pay. At this time, the cashier auntie looked at us and asked with a smile, "Handsome, do you want to buy some of those?" I followed her gaze and was instantly shocked. Before I could reply, I heard a confused voice beside me. What are those? Pataya's expression was completely serious, her eyes full of pure innocence. There were many boxes placed on the shelf by the checkout counter, in all sorts of bright colors. Those are imported candies. Do not buy them. They are bad for your health. I spouted nonsense with a straight face, but inside I felt like giant boulders were rumbling past. Thank goodness Pataya did not recognize them. Otherwise, it would have been truly awkward. What was up with this cashier asking so bluntly, do we really look like a couple? Luo Pattaya let out an "oh" and did not think much of it. In the evening, we returned home. Just then, Zhao Kumquat also walked out of the kitchen. Seeing me carrying 2 large bags, she chuckled happily. Son, it seems you two are getting along pretty well. My mouth twitched and I did not reply. My own mother was too good at setting me up. Hello, Auntie Zhao. Luo Pattaya, who was following behind me, greeted her obediently after entering the house. Pattaya, long time no see. Go to your room and unpack first. I will just stir-fry 2 more dishes and then we can eat. Seeing Luo Pattaya carrying the shopping bags toward her bedroom, I quickly ran into the kitchen. Mom, how long is she staying here? Why? Do not you like Pattaya? There is suddenly a girl in the house. I'm just not quite used to it, going by what you're saying. Do you plan on never finding a girlfriend in your entire life? I know you like watching anime and reading novels, but the characters in there can't come to real life, can they? You need to learn how to interact with girls more. Besides that anime you were following a while ago, the female lead looks a lot like Pattaya. Does not she? I was momentarily at a loss for words. When I saw Luo Pattaya this afternoon, I was also very surprised. I could not believe there was actually such a beautiful girl in real life. 3 minutes later, the final dish was brought to the dining table. Zhao Kumquat smiled radiantly and said, Pattaya, this stir-fried bamboo shoots with cured meat was made especially for you. I remember you loved eating it when you were little. Treat this place like your own home from now on. If you need anything, just look for your brother Shu Rambutan. Thank you, Auntie. The more Zhao Kumquat looked at Luo Pattaya, the more she liked her. She was pretty well behaved and polite. She even played the piano wonderfully. Hiding a smile in her eyes, she asked, Pattaya, you're not dating anyone yet, right? My mom still does not allow me to date. Your brother Shu Rambutan is almost 19, and he has not dated anyone yet either. These days, there are perks to dating a bit later. Luo Pattaya gave an acknowledging murmur and secretly glanced at me, only to find that I was looking at her too. Her little face turned red and she hurriedly lowered her head. I was stunned. I just happened to look at her. Was there any need to be that frightened? It is not like I am some wild beast. The interaction between the two of us completely fell into Zhao Kumquat's eyes. The corners of her mouth curled up slightly. Of course, she knew Luo Pattaya was not dating anyone. She had deliberately asked that just now for me to hear. Oh son, this is as much as your mom can help you. Step up to the plate. After finishing the meal, I went into the kitchen to wash the dishes, while Zhao Kumquat and Luo Pattaya were making the bed in the bedroom. I was really puzzled. What on earth were they chatting about? The door was closed, but I could still hear a few giggles coming from inside. After a while, the two of them came out of the bedroom. Pattaya. Then, I will be heading back first. Get along well with Shu Rambutan here. Although you two have not seen each other in 10 years, feelings can be slowly cultivated. Affection grows over time. You know, what did she mean by affection grows over time? Was she going to live here indefinitely? By the time I snapped out of it, Zhao Kumquat had already opened the door to press the elevator button. I hurriedly chased after her, wanting to ask for clarification. Son, with Pattaya staying here, you must take good care of her. You hear me? Do not always bully her. I got it. I replied somewhat reluctantly. I am an adult now. I won't be as childish as I was back then. I will treat her like my own little sister and take good care of her. Your mom is not lacking a daughter. Zhao Kumquat felt exasperated. After entering the elevator, she frowned again. What? A dense sun. Did God accidentally close his window of romance? How could he just treat her like a sister? After taking a shower at night, I saw Luo Pattaya sitting on the sofa in the living room. I hesitated for a moment and asked, why have not you gone to sleep yet? Do not you have to report to school tomorrow? Waiting for you. Waiting for me? For what? Brother Rambutan. I wanted to ask if you could accompany me to report to school tomorrow.
Sure.
I have plans in the afternoon, so I will take you there at 9 a.m.
Hee hee. You're really nice.
Seeing how naive and silly you look, I'm just worried that you will get scammed into signing up for some pointless cards by those senior students at school. I'm not silly. Luo Pattaya glared at me with a flushed face, then stood up and went back to her bedroom. Thout, that big meanie Shu Rambutan. How dare he call her naive and silly? I really want to beat him up. The next day, after having breakfast, I took Luo Pattaya and set off for the university. Because we arrived quite early, there were not many people lining up at the registration desk. Soon, the people ahead of us were done. She stepped forward and placed her admission letter and ID card on the table. Owen of the upperclassmen in charge of freshers registration saw Luo Pattaya's admission letter, snapped his head up, and exclaimed in surprise,
Luo Pattaya.
It is you, the teenage pianist from Yuncheng. I was there when you participated in the piano competition in May. I absolutely loved the piece you played. The guy stood up. visibly excited. Thank you. There are still people lining up behind us. Let us proceed with the registration first. Hearing this, the guy handed the form to Luo Pattaya with a bright smile. After filling out the form, just as Luo Pattaya was about to turn and leave, the guy called out to her again. Junior Pattaya, I am a junior in the piano department. I am your direct senior. Is it convenient to add you on WeChat? If you need any help in the academy in the future, you can always contact me. Men, understand men best. I knew that asking for contact info in this kind of situation usually had impure motives. Sorry, senior, I do not have WeChat. The guy was dumbfounded. There was actually someone who did not use WeChat these days, but it made sense. Luo Pattaya was a genius teenage pianist. She had to practice every day. Where would she find the time to surf the internet? Anyway, they would be in the same academy from now on. There would be plenty of opportunities for deeper interactions. Okay, Junior Pattaya, then I will add you once you register for an account. After leaving the registration desk, I asked Luo Pattaya a question out of curiosity. I just checked on my phone earlier, the piano competition you participated in. The top 3 could all gain admission to study at renowned music conservatories abroad. Why did you choose to come to our university? Because I like Changcheng. I lived here when I was little. The memories here are all very beautiful. A sweet smile appeared on Luo Pattaya's face. Hearing this, I did not say anything more. It seems she was quite a nostalgic person. However, what I did not know was that Luo Pattaya's reasons for coming to Changcheng University went beyond just that. The registration procedures are done. Are you going to the academy or heading home? Brother Rambutan, I want to head back. I will be at this school for 4 years anyway. I can explore it later. Right. Then you head back first. Our department is organizing a meeting this afternoon. Oh, right. Do you still remember the way back? Do you need me to walk you home? Although Luo Pattaya claimed yesterday that she did not have a bad sense of direction, she had only walked this route once after all. I was still a bit worried that she might get lost. Brother Rambutan, do not worry. Do not. I have a map app on my phone. I just need to search for it. Luo Pattaya giggled softly. Then go on ahead. Since you do not have WeChat, give me your phone number so it is easier to stay in touch. Just let me know you have made it back safely. I do have WeChat. Did not you just tell that guy you did not have own? My WeChat selectively exists. Luo Pattaya's eyes curved into a smile. She had no intention of adding strangers. After adding each other as friends, Luo Pattaya left. 2.5 hours later, my meeting ended. When I took out my phone, I finally noticed that Luo Pattaya had sent me a message half an hour ago. Brother Rambutan? I'm home. I was a bit puzzled. It was only a 20-minute walk from Changcheng Uni to my apartment. How did it take her 2 hours? Could she have gotten lost? Walking out of the school gates, I opened WeChat and sent Luo Pattaya a message. What kind of food do you like? I will go to the wet market to buy some groceries. Brother Rambutan, where are you?
I want to go too, can I? Sure.
Come downstairs and wait for me at the neighborhood gate. I need to buy quite a lot of things today. Having an extra person to help carry them is not a bad idea. 10 minutes later, I arrived at the neighborhood gate and spotted Luo Pattaya. She was wearing a white dress, her thick, long hair draped casually over her shoulders. She exuded an aura of pure cuteness from head to toe. Soon, the two of us arrived at the wet market. Then, I stopped in front of an elderly granny's stall. Rambutan, here to buy groceries again. What do you need? I will pick the best ones for you. Grandma Wang's face broke into a smile when she saw me. Thank you, Grandma Wang. I squatted down, getting ready to pick out vegetables. Is this little lady with you? Yes. Grandma Wang narrowed her eyes, observed Luo Pattaya for a moment, and asked, she looks so sweet. Is she your girlfriend? I froze. The bitter melon in my hand dropped. No, Grandma Wang. She is the daughter of my mom's friend. We have known each other since we were very little. She is temporarily staying at my place for now. Seeing this, Luo Pattaya tilted her head, glanced at me, and then said to Grandma Wang with a beaming smile, hello, Grandma. I am not Brother Rambutan's girlfriend right now. Not right now. Could it mean she will be in the future? Hearing Luo Pattaya's words, I suddenly felt there was a hidden meaning behind them. It was very easy to misunderstand. After finishing the checkout, Grandma Wang leaned in close to my ear and whispered, since this little lady is not your girlfriend, you would better hurry up and win her heart. Hearing this, my old face blushed, and I hurriedly said goodbye to Grandma Wang. After returning to the neighborhood, Luo Pattaya gradually slowed her pace as she walked. Her little face was also flushed. Just now, in front of Grandma Wang's stall, hearing the word girlfriend, her heart felt like boiling water. Pattaya, do not take Grandma Wang's words to heart. She is just a bit nosy. Despite her old age, she really loves to gossip. I know. Grandma Wang only asked that because she thought we looked compatible together. My whole body stiffened for a second. I had just been casually flirted with out of nowhere. Back home, I went into the kitchen to prepare dinner. Luo Pattaya also came into the kitchen. Brother Rambutan, is there anything I can help you with? I kept my head down, slightly stunned before replying, You can help wash some vegetables? Okay, I may not know how to cook, but washing vegetables is my specialty. Luo Pitaya gave a bright smile. At home, she would occasionally help her mom wash vegetables too, and she was often praised for it. The kitchen was not very big. Normally, it was perfectly fine for own person to maneuver around in, but with an extra person now, it felt a bit cramped. At this moment, I turned my head and secretly observed Luo Pitaya. I saw her holding a small bok choy in her left hand, gently peeling back its leaves with her right hand, washing away the little specks of dirt under the running water. It was clearly such an ordinary task. But why did I suddenly feel at this moment that Luo Pitaya's earnestness was somewhat cute? Very quickly, I was frightened by my own thought. I quickly shook my head. That little crybaby who always loved to get my clothes wet was not cute at all. After the food was ready, Luo Pitaya scooped herself a bowl of rice and could not wait to pick up her chopsticks to take a bite. Brother Rambutan, the rice you cooked looks perfectly separated, and it tastes soft, sticky, and fragrant. This was the first time someone had praised my rice cooking. She ate plain white rice as if it were an exquisite delicacy. She looked a bit adorably goofy, like a child. Hee hee. Can I take this to mean that this is the first time a girl has ever eaten the food you cooked? First time. So that means you do not have a girlfriend yet. Brother Rambutan? Yeah, I replied almost involuntarily. I looked up at Luo Pitaya, only to find that her face bore an exceptionally gorgeous smile.
What was going on?
Why was she smiling so happily? Was she mocking my single status? After dinner, Luo Pitaya stood up to clear the dishes. Brother Rambutan, you go sit down and rest.
I will do the dishes.
No need. Since when does the guest do the dishes? I am living here, and you did not even ask me for rent, so this counts as cohabiting, not being a guest, right? Hearing this, I explained very seriously. Pitaya, we are not cohabiting.
You are just temporarily staying at my house.
Cohabiting refers to when a man and a woman live together while they are dating. Oh, I see. Luo Pitaya nodded, the smile in her eyes deepening slightly. After class the next day, I found that Luo Pitaya had sent me a WeChat message. Brother Rambutan, I have something going on at the academy at noon, so I won't be coming back for lunch. Your meal card does not have any money on it, so you can't eat at the cafeteria. I'm not going back at noon either. There is a dining hall right next to your academy. Wait for me there after class. I will come over and take you out to eat. Okay, Luo Pitaya replied quickly. I glanced at her WeChat display name and found it increasingly peculiar. Dazzling Little Moon. It took me a while to figure it out. Luo Pitaya must be hoping to become a dazzling genius teenage pianist. A few minutes later, I arrived at the cafeteria but did not see Luo Pitaya anywhere. Instead, I found her standing not too far away, in front of the lost and found sign. I walked over and could not help but laugh. Are you waiting here for me to claim you? There were no empty seats, so I stood here. It makes it easier for you to find me. Luo Pitaya pursed her lips, her voice laced with a hint of shyness. So embarrassing. If I had known, I would have stood somewhere else. I noticed the strange look on her face and asked in confusion, why is your face red?
Are you too hot?
No, Brother Rambutan. Thank you for going out of your way to take me out for lunch. Without even looking up, I replied, it is not out of my way. I have to eat too. We are all just people who need food to survive. You Rambutan, you big idiot. Luo Pitaya finally understood. This guy standing in front of her was as dense as a brick wall. After having lunch with Luo Pitaya, she headed back to her academy. I did not have classes in the afternoon, so I arranged to play basketball with some guys. By the time we finished and I got home, it was already 4:30 p.m. Luo Pitaya had not returned yet, so I grabbed a pair of pants and went into the bathroom. In the past, the things in my bathroom were just left on the floor or the sink. But ever since Luo Pitaya moved in, anything that could be mounted on the wall was mounted on the wall. There were over a dozen different bottles and jars on the shelves, and she had thoughtfully put a label on each shelf. She even prepared a storage rack for my shaver. Now the bathroom somehow felt more spacious, and it was much easier to grab things. 5 minutes later, I pulled a dark blue towel off the rack. Wiping my hair with one hand, I opened the bathroom door with the other and slowly strolled towards the sofa. Suddenly, the sound of the front door opening rang out. My footsteps paused and I stared blankly toward the doorway. As soon as Luo Pitaya opened the door, she saw me standing bare-chested in the living room. Droplets of water were still clinging to the ends of my hair, trailing down my neck and sliding onto my chest. And further down, the faint outline of my abs could be seen. Her breath hitched and she hurriedly covered her eyes with her hands. Ah? I snapped back to reality and immediately used the towel to cover my lower half. Luo
Pitaya.
Keep your voice down. The door is not even closed. There are 3 households on this floor. If someone hears you, they might think something happened in here. I turned around and bolted back into my bedroom. Only then did I belatedly realize that I was wearing pants. I just did not have a shirt on. Why did she overreact like that? I grabbed a white shirt from the wardrobe, threw it on, and walked out. Luo Pattaya was still standing frozen in place. My eyes are not pure anymore. What do I do? What kind of nonsense was that? Seeing my upper body made her eyes impure. Sorry about that. I thought you would be back later, so I did not put a shirt on. I did not see anything. Luo Pattaya, blushing furiously, suddenly shook her head. Brother Rambutan, I'm heading back to my room first. Luo Pattaya dashed back to her bedroom. She would never admit it. Seeing this, I could not help but sigh. Sure enough, living with a girl was just inconvenient. I stood there for a moment before heading into the kitchen to prepare dinner. Right then, a call from Zhao Kumquat came through. My expression shifted slightly. No way. Did Luo Pattaya actually call to tell on me? Mom, what is up? Son, your dad is back, and I happen to not have any classes tomorrow afternoon. Bring Pattaya over for dinner. I hummed in agreement, breathing a sigh of relief internally, looking at the door of the room Luo Pattaya had fled into, where there had been no sound for quite a while. I sliced a plate of watermelon, brought it to her door, and knocked. Pattaya, do you want some watermelon? Shortly after, the room door opened. Luo Pattaya broke into a bright smile. Thank you, Brother Rambutan. Actually, her face still felt a little hot even now. However, the two of us tacitly avoided mentioning what had just happened. Then Luo Pattaya used a toothpick to pick up a small piece of watermelon and held it up to me. Brother Rambutan.
You have a piece too.
Seeing her smiling face, I acted like I was under some sort of spell and ate that small piece of watermelon. It was the sweetest piece right from the center. It should be sweet, right? It is sweet. Take the plate to the living room and eat there. The soup is ready. I just need to stir fry and more dish and we can eat. After Luo Pattaya sat down on the sofa, I started stir frying. It was very strange. This way of interacting with Luo Pattaya gave me a different kind of feeling in my heart. I did not know why. Thankfully, she did not bring up the incident from the afternoon. Earlier, I was constantly worried that she was in her room secretly, giving me some weird nickname, cute big handsome guy or something. Just thinking about it was scary. If she had called Zhao Kumquat to tattle, that would have been even scarier. After dinner, Luo Pattaya lay on her bed, burying her head in her pillow. Thout, that big meanie Shu Rambutan. He bullied me again. As soon as Luo Pattaya recalled what happened in the living room that afternoon, her face felt like it had been scorched by the sun, red and burning hot. What should she do? She was fine during dinner, but as soon as she had some free time, she could not stop herself from thinking back to it. She even remembered an incident that happened 10 years ago. Back then, she loved sticking to Shu Rambutan, but Shu Rambutan did not like her following him because he wanted to go out and play video games with the boys. One day, Shu Rambutan really could not hold back his frustration and bullied her quite harshly. Thinking about this made her even angrier. She clenched her fists and pounded the pillow fiercely. After class the following afternoon, I prepared to take Luo Pattaya to my mom's place for dinner. I sat on the sofa and looked towards her room door. She had gone into her bedroom right after returning from class, telling me to wait for her for a bit, but 20 minutes had passed. What exactly was she doing? 5 minutes later, Luo Pattaya came out. She had changed into a white dress, looking innocent and moving. Her beautiful hair fell naturally over her shoulders and she had a red bow clipped in her hair. She was really so cute. Immediately, I was frightened by my own internal thoughts. I quickly averted my gaze and silently repeated to myself, I will forever love 2D girls. Seeing my reaction, Luo Pattaya's face was full of confusion. Was he upset because he had to wait for her for too long? Brother Rambutan, what is wrong? Nothing. It is already 5 o'clock. Let us hurry up and go. Soon, the two of us arrived at my parents' house. Once all the dishes were served, Luo Pattaya hurriedly stood up. Auntie, I will go help scoop the rice. No need. No need. Let your brother Shu Rambutan do it. Scooping rice is his absolute favorite thing to do. Zhao Kumquat glanced at me sitting on the sofa, receiving that look of love from my mom. I quickly got up and went to the kitchen. After finishing the meal, my dad and I went out because something came up suddenly. Luo Pattaya walked over to the sofa and sat down, picking up a strawberry to taste. Auntie, when will uncle and brother Rambutan be back? I do not know. If they come back late, you two should just sleep here tonight. Sleep here? There were only 2 bedrooms here. How are we supposed to sleep? Luo Pattaya shook her head. Auntie, there is not enough space to sleep, is there? I can head back early. There is enough space. You and Shu Rambutan can sleep in his room. No, I mean you sleep with Shu Rambutan. Wait, that is not right either. I mean you sleep in his room and he sleeps on the sofa. Luo Pattaya's small face instantly flushed crimson. She did not even know what to say anymore. Auntie Zhao's phrasing could scare someone to death. Was her way of pausing her sentences some kind of heart-stopping game? Not long after my dad and I returned, I checked the time. It was already past 8 p.m. Luo Pattaya and I also prepared to head back to the place where we lived near the university. Along the way, Luo Pattaya followed behind me, like a little kid following an adult home. Her big, beautiful eyes curiously looked around. The light from the street lamps in the alley stretched our shadows very long. But as we reached the middle of the alley, the shadows gradually disappeared. It was pitch black all around. Luo Pattaya walked slower and slower, feeling a bit nervous in her heart. Why are there suddenly no street lamps? Noticing the lack of movement behind me, I looked back in confusion. I saw the girl crouching on the ground about 5 meters away from me, looking tiny and incredibly adorable. Why did you stop walking, Brother Rambutan? Why are there no street lamps? It is too dark.
What was going on?
Why was she so afraid of the dark? My mom had mentioned before that she moved off campus because she was afraid of the dark, but I did not expect her to be this scared. I walked over and crouched down. Scaredy cat, if you do not get up, I am leaving first. Brother Rambutan, please do not leave me behind, okay? I looked at her and suddenly did not know what to reply. Such an incredibly beautiful girl, acting so aggrieved in front of someone else, looking as if she was about to cry. Let me ask you, is there any man in this world who would even consider abandoning such a cute girl? Do not be scared. Come out with me. There is a late-night snack stall outside. The crispy rice crust they sell is super delicious. My treat? I did not know if it was because of the environment or what, but I felt my speaking voice was very soft, and a gentle smile even hung on the corners of my mouth. It felt like I was coaxing a child. Okay. Luo Pattaya stared blankly at the boy in front of her, for some reason. At this moment, she felt that Rambutan was truly gentle. In the few days they had spent together, this was the first time he had revealed such a good-looking smile. So, she slowly stood up, but just then, I suddenly reached out and patted her head. Luo Pattaya blinked, her small face instantly turning tomato red. She felt like her heart was about to explode. I was also frozen in place. With own hand in the air, I did not know whether to put it down or continue patting. I cleared my throat and said,
You had a fallen leaf on your head.
Oh, thank you.
Luo Pattaya lightly curled the corners of her mouth, revealing a gentle smile. Brother Rambutan, can I hold your hand? I was utterly shocked. Holding her hand was probably out of the question. If my mom found out, she would surely beat me to death. Let us skip holding hands. If you're scared, you can hold the hem of my shirt like you did during the day. Why would I hold the hem of your shirt? I just want to hold your hand. Please, Brother Rambutan. Pretty please. Looking at her cute, acting spoiled demeanor, I hesitated for half a second. Fine. But remember, we are only holding hands because you are scared. It is not because... I know. I felt my right hand being grasped by a very small hand. Suddenly, a strange current of electricity surged through my heart because I was too nervous. The hand I was holding with involuntarily gripped a bit tighter, right? After a soft, warm voice sounded by my ear. Brother Rambutan.
You are hurting me.
Hearing this, I finally snapped out of it and loosened my grip slightly. A 30-meter alley was not exactly long, but it was not short either. After exiting the alley, Luo Pattaya's fear from earlier had also vanished. Brother Rambutan, is this the first time you have held a girl's hand since becoming an adult? Yes. You little idiot? I am not a little idiot. You are. You are. Seeing her angry, flushed face was simply too adorable. A sudden urge to bully her welled up in my heart. Who knew there was someone whose face would turn red even when angry? How could there be such a cute girl? Stop. I must not let my mental fortitude crumble. Snapping back to reality, I looked at the small cart not far away. Let us go, little idiot. I will treat you to some crispy rice crust. Okay, I have not had it in a long time. But you're not allowed to call me little idiot. Otherwise, I won't eat it. If you do not eat it, then I will eat 2 portions. Looking at his tall, straight back, Luo Pattaya bit her lip, feeling a bit indignant. How on earth was this guy an idiot? He was clearly exactly the same as when they were little. A big meanie who loved to bully her. Auntie. I will take 2 portions of crispy rice crust. Righty? I placed 2 5-yuan bills into the box on the small cart and then glanced at the side dishes laid out in front of me. I suddenly remembered that last time at the wet market, Luo Pattaya had mentioned she was allergic to peanuts. Auntie. Own without peanuts, please, and less chili. Righty? Are you buying this for your girlfriend? How attentive of you. No, I'm not. I was really puzzled. Nowadays, why was it so easy to be misunderstood? Just for taking a girl out. Do the 2 of us really look like a couple? By the time we got home, it was already 9:30 p.m. When I finished showering and lay down on my bed, a message arrived from Wang Hao, a good buddy of mine, whom I had a fleeting acquaintance with Luo Pattaya at the start of the semester. Xu Rambutan, look, your childhood friend has gone viral on the university forum. I clicked on the thread he sent me in confusion. Jiangcheng University Campus Belle and Beau election contest. To my surprise, I found that Luo Pattaya was actually in the top 3 of the Campus Belle rankings. As far as I knew, Jiangcheng University held a Grand Campus Belle and Beau competition every year, and the participants did not even need to sign themselves up. All that was needed was for someone to submit the participant's name and major. Xu Rambutan. Your childhood friend's votes just keep going up. Her competition video is also on the front page. You can check it out. Word has it, the person who posted the video is a die-hard fan of hers. That person is also the ON who entered Luo Pattaya into the campus bell election. Hearing this, I clicked on the video. In the video set in a concert hall, Luo Pattaya, wearing a white formal dress, walked onto the stage. She smiled, gave a slight bow, and said, "Hello, respected judges. I am contestant number 6. After speaking, she turned and walked towards the grand piano in the center of the stage, and slowly sat down on the piano bench. My heart felt inexplicably nervous. This was my first time seeing Luo Pattaya play the piano. As the several-minute-long piano piece concluded, I was still completely immersed in the video, unable to pull myself away. After a while, I looked down at my phone. Luo Pattaya's votes were amazingly still rising. Below, I could also read the comments. Goddess Luo, I support you. This junior plays way too beautifully. Teenage pianist. Who would not like such a pure and adorable girl? As I kept reading, I could not help but frown. This clearly had nothing to do with me. But I felt an indescribable emotion welling up inside, it seemed. I did not want Luo Pattaya to receive so much attention from so many people. The next day after class, I went out for hot pot with some guys from my class. By the time I got back, it was already 9 p.m. However, the lights in the living room were not on, and there was no sign of Luo Pattaya in the apartment. I walked over to the sofa, sat down, and called her number, only to find out her phone was turned off. That is weird. Why would her phone be turned off so late at night? Then I called my mom. Luo Pattaya was not at her place either. Seeing this, I started to get anxious. Where exactly did this little idiot go? I hung up the phone, got up from the bed, and walked out. I opened the door and saw Luo Pattaya. She was carrying a pink paper bag in her hand. Brother Rambutan, why was the door deadbolted? I thought you were back, so I deadbolted it. How was I supposed to know you were not here? Your phone would not connect and you did not reply on WeChat. Where did you go? Hearing this, Luo Pattaya changed into her slippers and walked into the living room. She placed the pink paper bag on the coffee table and said excitedly, Brother Rambutan. After I left the academy this evening, I went to the cake shop at the school gate to learn how to bake cakes. The boss lady said the ON I made was not bad, so I wanted to bring it back for you to taste. Brother Rambutan, try it quickly. Looking at the girl's expectant eyes, my expression grew serious. Was she absolutely sure this was not a case of offering herself up on a silver platter? Yesterday, we were holding hands. And today, she is sharing a cake she made with her own hands. Why is the plot development progressing so strangely? But then again, who would reject a cute little idiot, although I really did not want to admit it. Over the past few days of living together, I had discovered that Luo Pattaya brought me a feeling unlike anything I had experienced before. I always used to think girls were troublesome creatures, and that dating would be a huge waste of time. But if the girl was both cute and beautiful, who would find that troublesome? After eating a few pieces, I really could not eat anymore. To avoid wasting it, I handed the remaining piece to Luo Pattaya. You eat this piece. If I eat it this hour, I will gain weight. You eat it. What is that supposed to mean? Do you think I won't gain weight if I eat it?
Luo Pattaya, this attitude won't do.
If I get fat, no girls will like me anymore. And when that happens, your auntie Zhao will come settling the score with you. That won't happen. Luo Pattaya's eyes curved into a smile as she spoke a sentence with immense certainty. Then she suddenly jumped up and ran back to her bedroom. Idiot. It is because you have me liking you. During the 2 days I spent interacting with Luo Pattaya, she brought me a feeling I had never experienced before. Precisely because of this, when I saw her become the campus belle and attract the attention of all the guys in the school, I felt inexplicably agitated inside. After breakfast the next day, I saw that Luo Pattaya's bedroom door was still tightly shut. Did this little girl forget to set her alarm? Or did she just not have classes today? Right. At that moment, the sound of the door opening suddenly rang out. I looked up and saw Luo Pattaya looking like she had not fully woken up yet, walking out of her bedroom. Brother Rambutan, why did not you wake me up? Luo Pattaya bit her lip lightly, looking completely wronged. What kind of supervillains were the 10 alarms she set before bed? None of them woke her up. I do not know your class schedule, so I assumed you did not have class. Hurry up and eat breakfast. Once you are done, I will take you to school on my bike. Before long, I was pedaling my bike, taking her to the gate of Jiangcheng University. There were many students passing by, thinking about how the campus bell and bow election was still ongoing. I slowly brought the bike to a halt. Are not you in that campus bell election thing right now? Do you want to get off and walk the rest of the way yourself? It would not be good if people misunderstood. Brother Rambutan, we have nothing to hide. What are we afraid of? Let us go, I'm almost late. If I get scolded, I will definitely cry. And then you will have to take responsibility and coax me. If I knew how to coax girls, you would not have earned the nickname Little Crybaby when you were little. Hearing this, Luo Pattaya instantly remembered all those embarrassing incidents from 10 years ago. So, with a blushing face, she glared at me. Himph, Xu Rambutan. You really have a good memory. To think you still remember all that. Why the sudden name calling? No more Brother Rambutan. Hearing this, Luo Pattaya felt a rush of heat straight to her brain, and her little face turned red too. Is it forbidden to call you by your name? It is forbidden. You're younger than me. Call me Brother. I think Brother Rambutan sounds better.
Mm.
I am ignoring you. What is so good about it? I actually prefer just calling you by your name. That is the only way to close the distance between us. Then naturally, I will become his girlfriend. By the way, I have a basketball game this afternoon at the stadium in the South Zone. Do you want to come watch? Luo Pitaya let out a light humph. My friend happened to say she wants to go watch a basketball game too. Then I will see you in the afternoon. Seeing her tsundere look, I could not help but chuckle softly. In the afternoon, Luo Pitaya arrived at the basketball court. As soon as she walked in, she saw me standing not far away, surrounded by a group of girls offering me water. Here are already girls here to give him water, and he still asked me to come watch him play basketball. Big meanie, so annoying. Why did her heart feel so sour? Luo Pitaya wore an expression that screamed, I'm not happy. Her bright, moving face looked utterly wronged, completely lacking her usual pure and innocent vibe. If I had not been sharp-eyed enough to spot her, she probably would have run away crying. What took you so long? I saved a seat for you. You can sit there and watch. I'm not here to watch you play basketball anyway. Brother Rambutan. It is hot, so here's some water for you. Luo Pitaya handed me the water with a tsundere pout, then pulled the female classmate beside her toward the bleachers. Pitaya, you're actually here to watch that senior play basketball, are not you? Why did not you admit it earlier? Being this tsundere is not good, you know? I was not here to watch him in the first place. I'm here to watch handsome guys play basketball. That senior is really handsome too. If he joined the campus bow election, he would definitely make the top 3. What is so handsome about Shurambutan? He is just a teeny tiny bit more handsome than all the other boys here. Just a teeny tiny bit. However, once the game started, Luo Pitaya's eyes never left me for a second, and pink bubbles seemed to float all around her. Brother Rambutan is definitely the most handsome. After returning home that night, Luo Pitaya leaned close to me, her face full of excitement. Brother Rambutan, I'm going to make breakfast for you tomorrow. No need. Tomorrow is Saturday. I wake up very late. Just let me try, please. I will learn how to make it, and it will be ready for you to eat when you get up. Fine. Knock yourself out. The next day, I opened my bedroom door and peeked toward the kitchen from a distance. Since 7 a.m., there had been intermittent crashing and clattering sounds coming from inside, like a war was going on. I could hear it all the way from my bedroom. If Luo Pitaya had not repeatedly emphasized last night that I absolutely should not enter the kitchen today, no matter what I heard, I really would have rushed in to check if my pots and pans were still intact. Thinking of this, I closed the door, got back into bed, and took out my phone to scroll through videos. A while later, Luo Pitaya's voice drifted in from outside. Brother Rambutan, breakfast is ready. Hearing this, I went to the dining table. When I saw the lumps of black stuff on the plate, I was dead inside. What did you make on this plate? Why is it black? That is sweet and sour pork ribs. The color might have just changed a little. Luo Pitaya blinked, her face full of sincerity. She had followed the tutorial strictly, taking every step very seriously. Except for the color being a bit off. There should not be any other problems, right? Driven by curiosity, I picked up my chopsticks and took a bite. After that, I almost choked and lost my breath. What kind of dark cuisine was this? Seeing my eyes tearing up, Luo Pitaya's eyes instantly lit up.
Is it really good?
Noticing my murderous glare, she guessed the outcome. Brother Rambutan,
I'm so sorry.
how about we go downstairs and buy some breakfast instead? Let us not eat this. Seeing her like this, I felt compelled to offer a word of comfort. For a first try, it is actually pretty good. Although the color is a bit off, the taste is still acceptable. Really? Luo Pitaya suddenly sprang back to life. A sweet smile appeared on her pretty little face. Really? That is great. Brother Rambutan, I have decided I will be the one making our dinners from now on too. No. Please do not. You just started college. You should focus on your studies. Leave the cooking to me. Taking advantage of the time Luo Pitaya went back to her room, I disposed of the remaining dark cuisine, then pretended I had finished eating and sat on the sofa to play games. A few minutes later, she came out of her room and found me sitting on the sofa playing a game with very expressive looks on my face. Her interest was instantly piqued. She went to the kitchen, sliced some watermelon, and brought it over to the sofa. Brother Rambutan, is this game fun? It is all right. Have you never played it? But I have a friend who really loves playing this. I watch occasionally, but I do not really get it. After watching for a minute, she picked up a toothpick, speared a piece of watermelon, and brought it to my lips. I opened my mouth without a second of hesitation, but soon I froze. I looked at the girl beside me, barely 30 centimeters away. A romantic atmosphere intertwined between us. Why did you feed me? Luo Pitaya's face flushed red, and she hurriedly turned her head away. He already ate it. Why did he have to ask? She did not know herself either. If she said she wanted to eat it herself, but her hand disobeyed and reached out to him, would he believe her? I just wanted to feed you. Is that not allowed? I am not your boyfriend. So of course it is not allowed. Intimate actions like this should only be done with someone you like.
I just wanted to...
5 minutes later, I glanced at my Luban. No. 7. Lying dead in the bushes on the screen, and then turned to look at Luo Pattaya beside me. Ever since she sat down next to me, I'd felt a bit flustered. Why are you just sitting here staring? Because I want to watch. It was so embarrassing to accidentally die at a time like this. To make matters worse, I had picked a hero. I was not particularly good at this match. In just 5 minutes, I had died 10 times. So I justified myself. I only died 10 times because I rarely play this character. I play other heroes really well. I know. Today is the first time you have watched me play. How would you know? I believe whatever you say. If you say you play well, then you definitely play well. Just then, she suddenly asked me, Brother Rambutan, can I play around?
Sure.
But let me briefly explain how this game works first. Luo Pattaya blinked her big eyes, listening to me earnestly. When she heard that the support role was responsible for protecting teammates, it was as if she had suddenly found her calling and she became visibly excited. Then, I want to play that. Why are you suddenly so excited? Because playing support means I can protect you. Hearing this, I was stunned, thinking about all of Luo Pattaya's unprovoked affectionate gestures over the past few days. I could not help but wonder if she liked me. However, I quickly dismissed that thought, because when we were kids, Luo Pattaya said she liked gentle older brothers, and I had always loved bullying her since we were little. How could she possibly like me? That night, Luo Pattaya got her period and lay weakly in bed. Seeing this, I went down to the supermarket and bought some brown sugar. Following a recipe on my phone, I made a bowl of brown sugar, ginger, and jujube tea. When it was done, I went to Luo Pattaya's room and knocked on the door. It is ready. Come out and drink it. I do not have any energy, Brother Rambutan. Could you bring it in for me, please? Luo Pattaya's voice grew smaller and smaller, sounding incredibly soft and weak. I looked at the bowl of brown sugar ginger jujube tea, hesitated for a moment, and then opened the door. Thank you, Brother Rambutan. Luo Pattaya slowly sat up, took a sip of the tea, and blinked. You can leave now. Dark lines formed on my forehead. You are making me go in and out like a servant. Do not I have any dignity? Seeing her lie back down, I thought about how many times we had been mistaken for a couple recently. So I softly said,
Luo Pattaya.
remember to transfer $66 to me. The stuff I just bought for you cost 66. Luo Pattaya originally wanted to scold me, but she was still in a lot of discomfort, so she just puffed her cheeks and replied, I know. Afraid that this girl would call me stingy, I hastily explained. Normally, this little bit of money is nothing. I would gladly buy you anything else, but this kind of stuff is something only a boyfriend should buy, you know? Luo Pattaya buried her beautiful face in the blanket and mumbled softly, then why do not you just be my boyfriend? Early the next morning, Luo Pattaya came back from buying breakfast outside. As soon as she walked in, she saw me walking out with huge dark circles under my eyes. Brother Rambutan, what did you do last night? Your dark circles are so heavy. I turned to look at her and asked, do you still remember what happened last night? I mean, do you remember what you said right before you fell asleep? I do not remember at all. What did I say? Luo Pattaya's eyes showed slight confusion. I gave her a weird look.
Little idiot, are you serious?
Then, why do not you just be my boyfriend? That sentence had tossed and turned in my mind all night long. And in the end, the person who said it actually forgot. Last night, when Luo Pattaya said that, I was absolutely shocked. In those 2.5 seconds, I had even thought of names for our future kids. But it turned out Luo Pattaya had just fallen asleep, and she seemed to have mumbled that unconsciously. Seeing my weird expression, her face flushed red as she asked, Brother Rambutan, did I do something?
Or did I bully you?
You bully me? Is that even possible?
It is much more likely that I bullied you. Then. Did you do something to me? Little idiot. I was just using a figure of speech. A while later, after finishing my breakfast, I looked up at Luo Pattaya. I am done. Let us go to the wet market together to buy groceries. Okay. She agreed with a smile, then took out her phone to search for recipes. Seeing a blogger's post with a lot of likes, she immediately clicked on it. Master these 9 dishes and easily capture your boyfriend's stomach. After taking a quick look, Luo Pattaya added it to her bookmarks. Then, I will make tomato beef brisket stew for Shu Rambutan today. At the wet market, I bought a crucian carp and 2 blocks of tofu, planning to make crucian carp and tofu soup for the little idiot. As we passed by the beef stall, Luo Pattaya grabbed the hem of my shirt. Brother Rambutan, wait a second. Let us buy some beef brisket.
What do you want to buy that for?
I want to learn how to make tomato beef brisket stew for you. Forget it. I am cooking these few days. Just be a good girl and sit there waiting for the food. Why? Shu Rambutan, you can't be this bossy? I want to learn how to cook. Luo Pattaya chased after me, her face flushed and her cheeks puffed in anger. Seeing her looking so adorable, I could not help but laugh. Just then, the sound of a camera shutter suddenly went off. Not far away, a guy wearing a black shirt was grinning from ear to ear, holding his phone and pointing it right at us. Brother Rambutan caught you red-handed. Lin Jackfruit. What are you doing here? I just came over from Yuncheng. Thought I would grab some groceries to take back while I'm at it. As soon as I got here, I saw you and this girl gazing at each other affectionately. Lin Jackfruit put his phone away and looked at Luo Pattaya standing beside me. Hello, little sister-in-law. I am Lin Jackfruit, XU Rambutan's younger cousin. Hearing this, Luo Pattaya's face turned as red as a giant tomato. Then, as if she thought of something, she blinked and asked, Brother Rambutan, do you have a girlfriend? I frowned, not understanding. He called me little sister-in-law. Does that mean there's a big sister-in-law, like the main wife and concubine stuff in TV dramas? Lin Jackfruit and I were instantly rendered speechless. What do you do when a genius teenage pianist turns out to be a little idiot? I pinched the bridge of my nose, feeling a bit helpless, and said with utmost seriousness, Luo Pattaya. What on earth are you thinking? Aishu Rambutan will definitely only ever have one wife, and that is you. Luo Pattaya let out an "oh" and lowered her head. A moment later, her little face burned up as two patches of crimson rushed to her cheeks. XU Rambutan, you big idiot. I am not your wife. Because of all of Luo Pattaya's unprovoked affectionate gestures recently, I had developed some feelings for her too. I had even gone as far as calling her my wife in the middle of the wet market, right in front of my cousin. Hearing that, Luo Pattaya was so embarrassed her heart almost pounded out of her chest, and I quickly realized that my mouth had acted faster than my brain. Right now, my only thought was to pack my bags and move to another planet. Just like that, Luo Pattaya and I walked back to the apartment complex in complete silence. At this time, Lin Jackfruit stared at Luo Pattaya's face in confusion.
Bro.
I feel like I have seen little sister-in-law somewhere before. She is the girl who used to live downstairs from my house when we were kids.
Oh, so that is it.
I remember now. She is that little crybaby who loved following you around, right? I remember you even gave her a little nickname. I think it was Little Moon. Lin Jackfruit burst into loud laughter, drawing quite a few glances from people passing by. 5 minutes later, we arrived home. Lin Jackfruit sat on the sofa playing games, while I went to the kitchen to make lunch. Luo Pattaya came into the kitchen holding 2 strawberries. Brother Rambutan, I brought you a strawberry. She reached out and brought the strawberry to my lips. I ate it naturally, and then laughed. Your red face right now looks a lot like this strawberry. In almost an instant, Luo Pattaya's cheeks burned bright red again. She opened her large, watery eyes wide and said with a wronged expression, XU Rambutan, you're bullying me again. She was alone in Zhangcheng. Even if she got bullied, no one would know. And this guy actually said she looked like that strawberry. Woo-woo! Is he planning to eat her? I looked completely bewildered. What did I do this time? I just said, your face is red like a strawberry. What on earth are you thinking? What are you imagining? Idiot. Luo Pattaya thought about it and realized she had misunderstood. She thought to herself, why did he have to say things that make people's imaginations run wild? The crucian carp and tofu soup is ready. Do you want a taste? Seeing a layer of mist welling up in her big eyes, my heart ached inexplicably. This girl's soft, whimpering voice instantly sent my protective instincts through the roof. Then, I will just have a little sip. After saying that, she slurped a spoonful of soup. Do you think it is good? I looked at Luo Pattaya nervously. Although this was not my first time making fish soup, it was my first time making it for Luo Pattaya. For some reason, I was deeply worried that she would not like it. It is delicious. Everything you make is good. Halfway through speaking, Luo Pattaya looked up at me, noticing that I was looking right at her. She blushed and lowered her head again. Can you not look at me? If you were not looking at me, how would you know I was looking at you? Stop being so full of yourself. I was not looking at you. Luo Pattaya let out a muffled himph, then turned and walked out. Watching her back, a hint of a smile surfaced in my eyes. How can girls be so cute even when they are mad? No, wait, that is just Luo Pattaya. I never found other girls cute when they were mad. During lunch, I served a bowl of fish soup and placed it in front of Luo Pattaya, then picked out 2 boneless pieces of fish for her. Eat more. Okay, thank you. Brother Rambutan, you have a piece too. Hey. I came here to eat lunch, not to eat dog food. Could you guys consider my feelings a little? Lin Jackfruit complained, casting us a resentful glance. It was supposed to be lunch for 3, yet he felt like he had become invisible air. After lunch, Lin Jackfruit and I were chatting in my room. Right then, a sweet, soft voice came from the doorway. Brother Rambutan, the weather is really nice today. Let us go shopping. Okay, I want to buy some clothes. Luo Pattaya wore an expression full of anticipation. Why do not you go by yourself? I'm still a bit busy here. I do not want to go by myself. Please come with me. I know you do not like shopping. I won't take long, I promise. Luo Pattaya looked disappointed for a fleeting second, but then smiled again. Her eyes were clear and bright because she did not know how to beat around the bush. She gave off an aura of pure frankness. Then let us go shopping for a bit. I will come back and work on my stuff tonight. Experts say you should not stay cooped up at home all day anyway. We can treat the shopping trip as getting some fresh air. I did not even know why I said all that. It just all tumbled out of my mouth at once. Seeing that brief flash of disappointment on Luo Pataya's face had instantly made me panic. Yay, then let us go. A sweet smile blossomed on Luo Pataya's face. At 2:30 p.m., the three of us arrived at a women's clothing store in the mall. 3 minutes later, Luo Pataya stepped out of the fitting room. Brother Rambutan, does it look good? If you like it, just buy it. You do not need to ask me. Brother Rambutan, but I just want to hear your honest opinion. If you say it looks good, I will buy it. If it does not look good, I definitely won't buy it. Looking at the adorable girl in front of me, I felt utterly helpless. My thoughts are strictly meant as an objective evaluation. Alright? Not my personal evaluation of you. I think you look pretty good in it. After leaving the women's clothing store, Lin Jackfruit could not help but say, objective evaluation my foot. XU Rambutan. Your mouth is the most stubborn part of your entire body.
Lin Jackfruit, are you asking for a beating?
You want to beat me up again? Why do not you get fierce with Luo Pataya when you are mad? Mind your own business. At this moment, Luo Pataya, who was walking ahead, suddenly looked back. She turned around, walked up to me, and said with a blushing face, I'm sorry, Brother Rambutan. Please do not be mad. It was my fault. I should not have asked you that question when there were so many people around. I'm not mad. But I think you're lying. Luo Pataya blinked, staring intently at my lips. Why is his mouth so stubborn? I wonder what it feels like to kiss it. She pondered for a few seconds, then lowered her head, fished out a card from her pink bag, and handed it to me with both hands, puffing her cheeks indignantly. I'm giving you a coupon. You are not allowed to be mad anymore. What coupon? I looked over curiously. Then my jaw almost hit the floor. I saw 5 massive characters written on it. Shower together coupon. Recovering from my shock, I awkwardly turned my head away. I do not want to shower with you.
Luo Pataya, could you not throw yourself at...
Ah? She froze for a moment and cut me off. Sorry. I grabbed the wrong Owen. Her face burned a violent red, her small hands nervously clutching the hem of her skirt.
XU Rambutan, do not flatter yourself.
I just grabbed the wrong Owen. The Owen I meant to give you was this meal coupon. She pulled another card out of her bag. This time, the card was blue. Meal coupon was written in the middle, with a line of small text at the bottom. Present this coupon. To receive a table full of sweet and delicious food, cooked personally by Little Moon, I took the coupon with a sense of helpless resignation. Where on earth did this little idiot get all these coupons after shopping at the mall all afternoon? It was already 6 p.m. by the time we got home. Lin Jackfruit had also headed back because it was my grandmother's birthday in a couple of days. I started packing my bags, preparing to go to her place tomorrow. Luo Pataya sat on the sofa, watching me go in and out, feeling a strange sensation in her heart. What should she do? They had been living together for a month, and she really could not bear to part with him. She did not know why she was having these thoughts. Was her separation anxiety acting up again? Just as I was packing my clothes, Luo Pataya's soft, sweet voice drifted over. Brother Rambutan, could you take me back with you?
What for?
That is my grandmother's house. Please, pretty please. Seeing my hesitation, she lowered her head. Brother Rambutan, do you really hate me? She felt she had no right to make these requests. She was just someone temporarily staying here. They had not seen each other for 10 years. Who knows, maybe Rambutan already had another Little Moon in his heart. Seeing her looking so pitiful, I replied, why would you think that? I do not hate you. Then take me with you, please. I will really be very good. I won't annoy you. If you ever feel unhappy, just tell me. I can take the bus back by myself. Looking at her aggrieved appearance, it was as if she might hide under her blanket and bawl her eyes out the very next second. At this moment, I really wanted to curse at myself. Why on earth did I refuse such a simple request? Right. All right. I promise you. Early the next morning, Luo Pataya and I went to the high-speed rail station. Our seats were not next to each other. Sitting beside Luo Pataya was a relatively handsome guy. I took one look at Luo Pataya beside him and suddenly felt a bit uneasy. What if she took a liking to that guy? No, wait. What if that guy took a liking to her? So I said to Luo Pataya, do not wander off. Wait for me here for a second. Then I walked over and politely asked,
Bro,
is it convenient to switch seats? The guy looked up at me, then glanced at Luo Pataya behind me, instantly understanding the situation. Couple. My girlfriend loves sticking to me. We can't be apart for even half an hour. She needs to be close to me all the time. Bro, say no more. I completely understand. Do not say another word, or I might just die of jealousy. The guy cut me off, grabbed his bag, and bolted like the wind. The train ride from Zhengcheng to Chunhei Town took an hour and a half. When the train arrived at the station, Luo Pataya was leaning on my shoulder, fast asleep. Little Luo, we are here. She opened her eyes and slowly looked up. Brother Rambutan, why did you suddenly call me Little Luo? A beautiful smile appeared on her bright and moving face. I just felt like it. Is that not allowed? I turned my head away and replied, imitating her tone. Earlier, I had originally wanted to call her Little Moon, but right as the words reached my lips, I hastily swallowed them back. That was why I changed it to Little Luo. It is allowed. You can call me anything you want, as long as it is not my full name. After exiting the high-speed rail station, the two of us quickly arrived at the foot of the mountain. Along the way, Luo Pattaya listened to me introduce my family members, feeling quite curious inside. Brother Rambutan, what do uncle and auntie do for a living? Little Luo, why do those terms of address roll off your tongue so easily? This little idiot was throwing herself at me again. Himph, stingy Shurambutan. Big meanie. I am a meanie again. What exactly is your definition of mean? If you do not let me do what I want to do, then that is mean. What if I do let you do it? Luo Pattaya did not speak. She just turned her head and gave me a look. The smile flowing from her eyes spoke volumes. Just then, my phone suddenly rang. It was a call from Zhao Kumquat. Mom, we are halfway up the mountain. Here's the situation. Your grandmother and I went down the mountain. We are at your uncle's place. We won't be going up today. You take Pattaya and have a good time exploring the mountain. As the call ended, I let out a helpless sigh. Evening came quickly. By this time, a heavy rain had started pouring outside. Brother Rambutan, I'm sleepy. The girl's soft, sweet voice came from behind. Hearing this, I locked the front door tightly and led her to the bedroom. I am right next door. If you need anything, just call me. Okay, thank you. Luo Pattaya's voice sounded a bit muffled. Her large, beautiful eyes were half open and half closed. This little idiot could be so cute even when she was sleepy. Suddenly, a loud clap of thunder exploded violently above the roof. The next second, I saw Luo Pattaya dart straight into my arms. Woo woo! It is thundering. It is so scary. Seeing this, I was somewhat at a loss for what to do. I could only whisper, do not be scared. I am here. Xu Rambutan. Can we sleep together? I am really scared. Luo Pattaya looked up slightly, her voice trembling. No. What are you talking about? We have a perfectly innocent relationship. We can't sleep together. But you said during the day that you would protect me when I'm scared. Thinking it over carefully, my expression grew more solemn. I had heard that some girls who feared absolutely nothing else in the world were just terrified of thunder. I reached out, gently patted Luo Pattaya's head, and said softly, then I will bring my blanket over and make a bed on the floor. If we are in the same room, you won't be scared anymore. After bringing my blanket over, I laid it out on the floor. The bed at my grandmother's house was a tatami-style platform bed. Even with both of us tucked under our own covers, we could still look at each other. Good night, Brother Rambutan. I did not quite know what to say. This was my first time sleeping in the same room as a girl. Saying I was not nervous would be a total lie. Outside the window, peals of thunder continued to rumble in the sky. Luo Pattaya felt her ears buzzing. She blinked, looking at me just a meter away. She hesitated for quite a while before finally speaking up. Xu Rambutan, can we sleep under the same blanket? I was just closing my eyes, trying to coax myself to sleep, when this sentence startled my eyes wide open. No, pretty please. I won't do anything to you. Just sharing a blanket. Still, no. Of course, I knew she would not do anything to me, but could I guarantee my own self-control? This little idiot was a real idiot. We slept together when we were kids too.
Why can't we do it now?
Do you hate me? I thought to myself, childhood is childhood. Now that we are grown up, how can it be the same? This girl could never remember the important things. Yet she remembered such an insignificant little detail so clearly. Just then, another bolt of lightning tore across the night sky, followed by a clap of thunder. The next second, the room was plunged into pitch-black darkness. I only felt a gust of cool wind seep into my blanket, and then a pair of arms wrapped tightly around my body. Xu Rambutan, you're not allowed to refuse. The power went out. I really need you right now. After saying that, she even nuzzled my chest a couple of times. I furrowed my brows slightly. This little idiot was throwing herself at me like crazy and did not even realize it. Where would you ever see a girl actively burrowing into a guy's arms? Seeing the undried tears clinging to the girl's thick eyelashes, I tucked the blanket tighter around her and said gently, just this once. No. Luo Pattaya suddenly looked up at me, a hint of anger in her beautiful eyes. I truly had no grasp on her temper anymore. This little idiot usually seems so gentle and soft. Why was she acting so fiercely cute tonight? After a while, I turned off the flashlight and went to sleep. Early the next morning, Luo Pattaya woke up and called out Brother Rambutan in a soft, lazy voice. But after a full minute, no An responded. Wearing a bewildered expression, she looked around and found the room completely empty. He slept with me and then ran away. Luo Pattaya, her face flushed red, cursed him as a big meanie. When she stepped out of the room, she saw me just walking out of the shower. Brother Rambutan, When did you get up? I could not sleep. After you fell asleep, I got up and played games all night.
Luo Pattaya was momentarily stunned.
Could not sleep. She had slept perfectly well last night. Why could not Shu Rambutan sleep? Could it be that she kicked the blankets or had bad sleeping habits? Or maybe she snored while her thoughts were running wild. My mom brought my grandmother up the mountain. In the afternoon, after everyone finished the cake, the birthday banquet began. Chunhee Town's specialty dish was Chunhee braised pork. It was rich but not greasy, leaving a lingering aftertaste. Of course, this was only for those who enjoyed eating braised pork. For those who had never tried it but curiously placed a piece in their bowl, it was a different story. Brother Rambutan, can you eat this for me? No way. We have a completely innocent relationship. Why should I eat your food for you? Just this once, please. If you eat it for me, I will give you a coupon. What kind of coupon is it this time? I have 5 here you can draw own yourself. Luo Pattaya took out 5 cards from her bag, holding them out to me face down. My pupils dilated slightly. There would not happen to be that shower together coupon I saw last time in here, would there? Just pick own and give it to me. I'm afraid I might draw the shower together coupon. Ah? Luo Pattaya's brain exploded with a buzz. Her cheeks burned and she could not speak for a long time. Several seconds later, she said indignantly, Xu Rambutan. I would never give you that own. I just grabbed the wrong Owen last time. That coupon is reserved for my future boyfriend. Hearing this, I finally reached out and drew the 3rd card.
Obedient coupon.
Yeah.
If you use this coupon, I will obediently listen to whatever you say and won't resist, but it can only be used once. Something's not right. Did this mean if I wanted to hug her or kiss her, she would not resist? This little idiot was messing around with these coupons all day. Could she have given them to anyone else? The thought of her giving these things to others made me feel incredibly irritated. After dinner, Luo Pattaya and I went down the mountain to stroll around the town. Little Luo, there are quite a lot of people out strolling tonight. Stay close to me. Do not get lost. You hear me?
Then let us hold hands, okay?
No. Himph. Stingy Shu Rambutan. What is the point of being so handsome? You won't even hold my hand. You're a big meanie. Seeing her looking angry and flushed with puffed cheeks, I felt a bit helpless. This little idiot really had me wrapped around her little finger. I glanced at the bustling crowd, took a deep breath, and grabbed the girl's fair, delicate little hand. Luo Pattaya's face turned red, and feeling shy, she wanted to pull her hand back. Do not move. This little idiot talked a big game about wanting to hold hands, but got shy the moment we actually did. What a coward. Fine. But you are the ON who wanted to hold hands. It was not me who made you do it.
Oh, please. What a tsundere teenage pianist.
A while later, we arrived at a bubble tea shop. After ordering 2 cups of bubble tea, Luo Pattaya and I sat at a table waiting. This bubble tea shop was located right outside of school, so the customers were mostly energetic high school students.
Hello.
Are you a student at Chunhee Middle School? Suddenly, a cheerful voice came from beside us. Luo Pattaya and I looked up at the same time and saw a guy wearing a backpack, holding a high school sophomore geography textbook in his hand. I am not. Then, are you from high school? No. 2. Can I add your WeChat? No, you can't. Hey man, I am not from Chunhee Town, so there is no need to exchange WeChat. The guy noticed my somewhat cold expression, then noticed that we were sitting at the same table. Suddenly, as if understanding something, he gave an awkward smile, turned and walked away. Brother Rambutan, were you jealous because that guy wanted to add my WeChat? How is that possible? I was just helping you decline. Did not you say you do not like adding strangers on WeChat? I do not believe you. You were clearly angry and jealous. It was as if Luo Pattaya had discovered a whole new world. Her pretty face turned red again, but this time it was out of happiness and excitement. At 10 a.m. the next morning, Luo Pattaya and I boarded the high-speed rail back. Brother Rambutan, Chunhee Town is really fun. Can I come play here with you again next time? Looking at her innocent demeanor, I could not help but ask, why do you always want to follow me everywhere? Are not you afraid I might kidnap you and sell you off? You would not. I knew I would not, but it was not good for Luo Pattaya to trust others so easily. I let out a soft sigh and in a low voice said, you just started college. You need to be a bit more guarded. Nowadays, men who are both handsome and kind-hearted are very rare.
Got it.
There is only ON like that around me. Brother Rambutan, I only trust you. Hearing these words, I felt like my heart was on fire. I just did not want to date right now, but that did not mean I was completely clueless. I naturally understood the meaning behind her words. Pulling back my thoughts, a smile tugged at the corners of my mouth. Then I took a piece of bread out of my backpack. By the way, little Luo, do you want some bread? This taro bun is really delicious. I was worried you would get hungry on the train, so I bought it beforehand. Luo Pattaya took the bread, smiling sweetly as she tore open the packaging, and then took a small bite. It is so good. Do you want to try some? I am not hungry. You eat. This little idiot was throwing herself at me again. This was an indirect kiss. Did not she realize that? No way. You bought it yourself, but won't even take the first bite. Are you trying to poison me? I won't believe you unless you take a bite. Luo Pattaya let out a light humph and held the taro bun up to my lips. Seeing this, I took a small bite, savored it, and said with a serious face, "See, no poison." Yay. Luo Pattaya gave a playful smile, then brought the taro bun to her lips and took bite after bite. When she bit into the exact spot where I had bitten, the bread felt incredibly soft and delicate, and the taste seemed 10,000 times better than what she had eaten just moments ago. Just then, a burst of laughter came from behind us. Seeing how close you two are, sharing a single piece of bread puts my mind at ease.
Oh no!
I completely forgot that my mom and dad were sitting in the seats right behind us. Auntie. Two unnatural flushes of red bloomed on Luo Pattaya's pretty face. Surprisingly, she felt a thrill similar to being caught in a puppy love romance by a parent. She even felt a little bit excited. Wait, no. She and Shu Rambutan were not dating yet. It is okay, Pattaya. Do not be nervous. You guys used to sleep in the same bed when you were kids. Sharing a piece of bread now is nothing to make a fuss about. The more Zhao Kumquat spoke, the more excited she got. She had genuinely thought her son was a complete brick wall when it came to romance. But looking at it now, the two of them were actually making progress. Mom, eavesdropping on people like this is not nice. Oh my son is shy. Right, I will stop looking. You guys carry on? Carry on? Zhao Kumquat smiled and sat back down in her seat, her laughter carrying a slightly mischievous tone. Feeling helpless, I unlocked my phone and started listening to music. The tips of Luo Pattaya's ears were stained pink. She turned her head to look at me.
So handsome.
The reason the bread was so delicious must be because his mouth is so sweet. Luo Pattaya's face burned hot. She cast another fervent glance at my lips. I really want to taste them directly. No. Her first kiss definitely had to happen on a dark, windy night after a month of dating. Or maybe during the snowy season? Youthful and beautiful. Thinking of this, she looked forward to that day's arrival. Later, I had just returned home with Luo Pattaya. As soon as we walked in the door, she said with a bright smile, "Brother Rambutan, let us do a deep clean today. The weather is really nice. Perfect for taking the blankets up to the roof to dry in the sun." Right.
You head to your bedroom then.
I'm going to start cleaning. How can you do it all by yourself? I want to help you. But you are a teenage pianist. You have so many competitions to participate in the future. You need to take good care of your hands. Brother Rambutan, do not worry. I will be careful not to hurt my hands. A beautiful smile broke out on Luo Pattaya's face. Right. Since she put it that way, I could not really refuse. 10 minutes later, I was in my bedroom tidying up my room. Just then, the girl's soft, sweet voice came from the doorway. Brother Rambutan, can I come in? If I help you, we will be much more efficient. Luo Pattaya was filled with anticipation. It had been a month, and she still had not been inside Rambutan's bedroom yet. No need. I can handle it myself. Oh, do not be shy. Even if I accidentally see something I should not see, I promise I will keep your secret. Hearing this, my face flushed slightly. What on earth was this girl thinking? Eventually, I agreed to let her come in. After walking in, Luo Pattaya shut the bedroom door with a bang. I was momentarily stunned. Little Luo, why did you close the door? Himph, we have already slept together. What are you so afraid of? It is not like I'm going to do anything to you. She just had a habit of closing the door right after entering a room, without any other hidden intentions. This girl's words were getting bolder and bolder. How could she just casually toss around a phrase like that? It did not take long for the two of us to finish cleaning the room. Brother Rambutan, could you come over to my bedroom for a second? I want to put the blankets out to dry. Can you go in, gather them up, and bring them to me? It is not really appropriate for me to go into your bedroom. Xu Rambutan, we have already slept together. What are you so afraid of? It is just walking into a bedroom. It is not like I'm going to tackle you onto the bed. Luo Pattaya's exquisite and pretty face puffed up in anger. She just simply wanted someone to help her change the bed sheets and duvet cover. That was all. Changing bed sheets was the chore she disliked the most. Every time she finished, her back would ache and her waist would be sore. It was much faster to do this kind of thing with two people. Meanwhile, my old face flushed red and I just wanted to cover her mouth. Why did this girl keep bringing up that phrase? As someone who was not prone to blushing, I had blushed several times today alone. Fine, just this once. Upon entering, I took a careful look around Luo Pattaya's bedroom. The room was decorated in a very soft and aesthetically pleasing way, but after just one glance, I quickly averted my gaze, gathered the blankets in my arms, and walked out. The two of us headed up to the roof. Seeing the clothespins Luo Pattaya had prepared in advance, I suddenly felt a wave of emotion. Little Luo, I think you're gonna make a really good wife someday. Ah? Luo Pattaya's cheeks burned bright red. She looked up at me and said with puffed cheeks, "Xu Rambutan, you big idiot. I never said I was going to marry you in the future." I did not say you were going to marry me. I just meant that when you get married in the future, you will be a really good wife. I am ignoring you. So you're saying you hope I marry someone else? I do not. You are so timid and such a crybaby. Other than me, no one else would be willing to marry you. Big meanie Shurambutan. I hate you. I, Luo Pattaya, am so outstanding. How could no one want to marry me? And another thing, I do not want to marry you. Luo Pattaya could not stop her face from burning and her heart from racing. She was both shy and excited. Exu Rambutan actually said he wanted to marry her in the future. She did not know if he was joking or what. So annoying. Why won't you speak clearly, you idiot? After coming down from the roof, Luo Pattaya stared at my tall and handsome back. A blush spread across her pretty face. Taking a deep breath, she summoned her courage and asked, Brother Rambutan, why did you say no one else would dare to marry me except you? I stammered, not knowing how to reply. Do not underestimate me. It has only been a month since school started, and 16 boys have already confessed to me. Hearing this, my brows furrowed deeply. People are confessing to you. How come I did not know about this? Why should I let you know? Auntie Yi was afraid you would get tricked by someone, so she told me to take good care of you. She told me to make sure you tell me if anything happens. Brother Rambutan, are you saying I'm not allowed to date other people? But I'm allowed to date you. I never said that. It is just that, since you're living with me, you have to listen to me. Got it. Got it. Those boys are not the type I like anyway, so I rejected them on the spot. That is good. What type of guys do you like then? I breathed a sigh of relief and could not help but ask. She thought for a moment, blushed, glanced at me, and said softly, I like a specific person. No matter what he is like, I will like him. I looked at her in slight astonishment. To think she could say something like that at just 18 years old. If a guy could be liked by a girl like her, he would definitely be happy for the rest of his life. Thinking of this, I felt a bit of envy. Perhaps even jealousy. I did not want Luo Pattaya to like any other guys. If that day really came, I might feel terrible, like I had lost something incredibly important. With that in mind, I said seriously,
Luo Pattaya.
From now on, you are my Shurambutan's exclusive little moon. You're only allowed to call me brother. Got it. Then I continued, Little Luo, your view on love is actually quite nice. But if someone tries to pursue you, remember to tell me. Last time Auntie Yi called, she told me to keep a close eye on you. I know, and I never said I was going to date anyone else anyway. I still have dreams I have not achieved yet.
What dreams?
I'm not telling you. Then she looked at me with a smile and said, Brother Rambutan, tonight, I want to eat the sour soup hot pot you make. Let us go buy groceries and make it when we get back. Okay, let us finish deep cleaning first, then we can go to the wet market. Ever since I made sour soup hot pot for her half a month ago, this little girl had fallen in love with it. She wanted to eat it every weekend. Yay, Brother Rambutan. I will clean the range hood then. I will do that. You just do something simpler. You have to play the piano often. You must protect your hands. Brother Rambutan, why are you suddenly being so nice to me? Hearing this, a blush flashed across my face and I replied softly, because you are living with me. Luo Pattaya looked utterly confused. What kind of answer was that? And you still won't admit you're a little idiot. We are living under the same roof. If I'm not nice to you, do you want me to be super mean to you? Luo Pattaya was even more confused. This guy was clearly a dense brick wall when it came to romance. Why was he suddenly less dense? Could he be bending? Why did this feel so weird? I definitely do not want that. If you dare to be mean to me, I will cry right in front of you, and I will get all your clothes wet just like when we were little. Luo Pattaya blushed shyly. This guy always loved calling her a little idiot for no reason. She was not an idiot. Little Moon was incredibly smart. Okay, I was amused by her blushing, puffed-up appearance. She was just too cute. After finishing the deep clean Luo, Pattaya and I bought the hot pot ingredients. Once the broth was boiling, I tossed the sides into the pot.
So yummy.
Luo Pattaya picked up a piece of tofu, put it in her mouth, and a blissful smile bloomed on her face. Why do you look so happy eating anything? Because I'm happy. The food you make is delicious. By the way, what was that dream you mentioned during the day? I'm not telling you. Luo Pattaya's little face flushed, and she hurriedly lowered her head. Why did this guy keep asking? How could she possibly say it out loud? After dinner, Luo Pattaya returned to her bedroom. She opened a pink notebook. Visible on the title page were Little Moon's dreams. When I grow up, I want to be a teenage pianist. When I grow up, I want to be Brother Shurambutan's wife. The next day, Luo Pattaya brought her best friend, Wan Sha, over to our place. Lin Jackfruit happened to be there as well. So after the four of us had lunch, we decided to go to the amusement park in the afternoon. Upon arriving at the amusement park, Wan Sha immediately spotted an immersive haunted house adventure. She turned around and smiled. Why do not we do the haunted house first?
Let us not.
Little Luo is easily scared. You two go play?
Little Luo and I will wait for you outside.
I knew how timid Luo Pattaya was. If she went in, would not she be scared into bawling her eyes out? No, I want to go too, Brother Rambutan. Let us all go in and play together. Luo Pattaya's small face was slightly flushed. her eyes shining bright. She was definitely scared, but she also wanted to experience it with Shu Rambutan. Besides, her first time going into a haunted house would be with Shu Rambutan. What a beautiful memory that would be. If she got really scared, she could just dive into his arms. She could come up with a ton of excuses anyway. Like, I was scared, is hugging you not allowed? Or does being handsome mean you can't be hugged? Such a stingy guy. I could not talk Luo Pattaya out of it, so I agreed to take her in. However, once we got inside, Luo Pattaya clung to my arm the entire time. Little Luo, did not you say you were not scared? Himph. When a girl says she is not scared, it means she is scared. Brother Rambutan, you should take notes, so your future girlfriend won't get mad at you. As we reached deeper inside, taking advantage of the dim lighting, Luo Pattaya looked up at me. When she saw my near-perfect jawline, her face instantly flushed red. No matter how many times she saw that face, it made her heart flutter just as much as the very first time. She squeezed her small hands a little tighter, summoned her courage, and said, Brother Rambutan.
Do you like me?
Hearing this, my eyes widened. Little Luo,
What did you say?
why are you suddenly asking this? I asked you first. You have to answer first. My chest heaved violently, my face burning up. So I looked away slightly and said, I do. You are my childhood friend whom I have known since I was 5. You are also my mom's best friend's daughter. If I did not like you, would I hate you instead? I did not mean that kind of like. I meant the other kind of like. Hearing this, my mouth opened and closed, but no sound came out. I admit my feelings for Luo Pattaya were different, but right now I had not fully figured out my own heart. If I just blurted out that I liked her, it would be disrespectful to Luo Pattaya. After a long pause, I said seriously, Little Luo, what about you? Do you like me? Luo Pattaya stiffened slightly, feeling a bit panicked. Was not she the ON asking the question? Why was the question suddenly turned back on her? Suddenly, as if she realized something, a pure and adorable smile blossomed on her face. Brother Rambutan, I know now. You do like me. Otherwise, you would not have asked me that. I felt a bit flustered and was just about to explain when Wanshao's voice called out from ahead. What are you two doing back there? Seeing this, we finally ended our conversation. Luo Pattaya checked our location. We were still quite a distance from the exit. Because of all the frights earlier, her legs were feeling a bit like jelly now. Then, she gave me a sweet smile and asked, Brother Rambutan, my legs are still a bit weak. Could you carry me to the exit, please? I will give you a piggyback ride. No, I want you to carry me in your arms. Pretty please. Luo Pattaya's small hand tugged at the hem of my shirt and shook it lightly. Feeling helpless, I picked her up and carried her in my arms. When this girl acted spoiled, it was completely impossible to refuse her. A strong protective urge spontaneously welled up from deep within me. Shortly after, we made it out. Brother Rambutan. This is the first time I have ever been carried in a boy's arms. Hearing this, I asked in slight confusion, Little Luo, why do I feel like you have given a lot of your firsts to me? Like the first time doing laundry for a boy, the first time holding hands with a boy? Are there really that many? Luo Pattaya was stunned on the spot. Was she really throwing herself at him that obviously? The day before she came to Zhangcheng, she had solemnly sworn that she would absolutely not throw herself at him. Later, we arrived at a bubble tea shop. I told Luo Pattaya to sit at a table outside and wait for me, while I went inside to line up and buy the drinks. However, she waited outside for ages and still did not see me come out. She turned around to look, only to see 2 girls surrounding me right near the shop entrance. Was he being hit on? Luo Pattaya zoned out for a moment, feeling a bit uncomfortable inside. She bit her lip, stood up, and walked over. Brother Rambutan. Luo Pattaya tugged at the hem of my shirt. Seeing this, Owen of the girls asked me, Is this your younger sister? No, she is not. Luo Pattaya and I said in unison. Luo Pattaya's beautiful eyes carried a smile, but she exuded a faint aura of danger. Someone my type is clearly supposed to be the girlfriend. Okay? Sister, hearing that really makes me mad. The 2 girls smiled at me and said, Okay, thank you. We will be going then. After they left, Luo Pattaya looked at me with a beaming smile. Brother Rambutan, I just came over to grab my bubble tea. I was not trying to interrupt you chatting with them. Interrupt? You really have a way with words. I did not even know them. They were just asking for directions. You sure seem to be having a great chat with complete strangers. Luo Pattaya let out a light humph, then turned and slowly walked outside. Her back inexplicably gave off a do not mess with me vibe. Little Luo, what is wrong? Were not you going to grab your bubble tea? Brother Rambutan. I suddenly want to add something extra to this. What do you want to add? I will go check with the shop for you. Add some vinegar. It took me a few seconds to realize what she meant. Little Luo, are you jealous because you saw me chatting with other girls? Himph. No, I am not. I just simply want to eat vinegar. What a tsundere little girl. Little Luo, if you're craving something sour, how about I make you sour soup hot pot again tomorrow? Luo Patea froze for a second, then smiled and said, okay, Brother Rambutan. Also, I want an order of handmade meatballs. In the face of delicious food, she could forget absolutely anything. Luo Patea was acting very strange today. The things she said to me in the haunted house made my heart feel a bit messy. At the same time, it was accompanied by an innocent kind of sweetness. Deep down, I was actually looking forward to further developments. After Wan Sha and Lin Jackfruit left, I also went back to my bedroom. Ever since Luo Patea moved in, I always deadbolted my door when I slept at night. But today, I was just too tired, so I forgot to lock it. At 3 a.m. in a groggy haze, I felt something suddenly burrow under my blanket and gently nuzzle against my chest. Right after, a familiar, fresh, and sweet scent spread throughout the room. My eyes shot open, and I found that the person in front of me was really Luo Patea. My heart pounded wildly, and I did not even dare to breathe too loudly. Why did this little idiot run into my bed? I lowered my voice and called out, Luo.
Luo Pattaya.
Seemingly hearing my voice, she curled her lips somewhat displeased and let out a fiercely cute little whimper, like a kitten with its fur puffed up. Luo Patea was currently in that deep sleep phase, where she could not tolerate even the slightest bit of noise. My expression turned solemn, and I did not dare make another sound, afraid she might suddenly rear her head and bite me.
Luo Patea? You idiot?
I knew you had a bad sense of direction, and on the day you moved in, you even claimed you did not anymore. Little liar. By the moonlight streaming through the window, I looked at the girl's face. In my mind, I slowly pieced together the Luo Patea from our childhood. Before I knew it, I fell asleep just like that. At 8 a.m. the next morning, Luo Patea slowly opened her eyes and saw me lying right in front of her. Her chest tightened and she froze completely. Then she noticed that my eyes were open too. So she took a deep breath, feigned calmness, and asked, Brother Rambutan, why are you in my bed? I was beyond shocked inside.
Luo Pattaya? You're the guilty party filing the complaint first?
I have not even asked you yet. Why did you come sleep in my bed last night? This is my room, my bed. Ah? Her eyes widened abruptly, as if she had been struck by lightning. Then, she quickly scanned the room. 2.5 seconds later, her little face burned hot and her breathing grew slightly rapid.
What was going on?
She had just gotten up in the middle of the night because she was thirsty and drank a glass of water. How did she end up sleeping in Shu Rambutan's bed? Did you forget to deadbolt the door last night? Walking into the wrong room was something Luo Patea had done 14 times since moving here. But because Yu Rambutan's door was always deadbolted, she could not open it each time, which was how she realized she was at the wrong room. Recovering from her shock, Luo Patea blushed fiercely, reached out, and pulled the blanket over her small head. Brother Rambutan, being a beautiful girl with a bad sense of direction is forgivable, right?
Lee.
Yes, it is. Of course it is forgivable. It is not like, I'm going to demand you take responsibility for me or anything. Himph, I do not have a bad sense of direction. Last night was just an accident. You're not allowed to tell anyone. Okay, right now, I absolutely could not refuse Luo Patea. Brother Rambutan,
You did not do anything to me, did you?
Little Luo, how could I possibly do anything to you? I am not the kind of man who is driven by lust. I heard that all men are the same. Brother Rambutan, to think you're actually different. Luo Patea appeared calm on the surface, but inside she was a bit angry. She had been beautiful since childhood, a gorgeous girl comparable to a leading lady. Countless boys had pursued her. Could it be that even someone like her could not catch Shurambutan's eye? So infuriating. It had been over a month. Why was it so hard just to have a sweet romance with him? Thursday at 9:30 a.m. After class, Luo Patea and her classmate Dong Tao grabbed their books and headed towards the 5th floor. Just then, a guy wearing a black hoodie blocked their path. Patea, do you have time at noon today? Let me take you out for Japanese food. I do not like Japanese food. Also, Dong Tao and I are in a hurry to get to the student affairs office. Please do not block the way. Luo Patea's beautiful eyes instantly turned cold, and her tone was flat. Right. Then you guys go ahead? The guy replied, turned around, and left. This He Ming really does not know when to give up. You have rejected him so many times. Why is he still asking you out? Dong Dao sighed lightly as she watched the guys retreating back. That was a classmate from the class next door. His family apparently ran a company. He had confessed to Luo Patea just a few days after the semester started, but she rejected him outright. After her majors class, Luo Patea went to the cake shop at the school gate. As soon as she walked in, the boss lady said with a beaming smile, "Little girl, here to practice making cakes again." Sorry for troubling you. I still want to practice making that strawberry cake. This will be my last time practicing. Last time. Is the birthday of that person you like coming up soon?
Yeah.
It is tomorrow. A hint of a smile flowed into Luo Pataya's eyes. When she came out of the cake shop, He Ming walked towards her again. The smile on her face vanished instantly. Why was he here? Pitaya, I have been waiting for you outside the cake shop for a long time.
You have time now, right?
Let us go get something to eat. He Ming, are you stalking me? Luo Pataya looked up and shot him a cold glare. No, I'm not. I was just passing by and happened to see you. He Ming's mouth twitched, but his clumsy acting still betrayed him.
That is hilarious.
Who do you think you are? Why should I agree to go get food with you? I'm serious about pursuing you. I do not know why you won't agree. If you were not a somewhat famous teenage pianist, I would not even have given you a second look. There are plenty of people in this academy who like me. Do I? Luo Pataya, need you to give me a second look. A sudden chill rose in her beautiful eyes. He Ming seemed to not have anticipated that she would get this angry and hastily explained, I did not mean it like that. It is just that my family wants me to find a girl from the same academy to date, and you are the most outstanding own, so I chose you. Move out of my way.
I want to go home.
He Ming still would not give up and try to pester her further. Just then, a deep, icy voice came from the side. You stay away from her. Who are you? She is my girlfriend. Who do you think I am?
You are Luo Pataya's boyfriend.
How is that possible? I have not heard anything about this. He Ming wore an expression of pure disbelief. According to the rumors he had gathered, Luo Pataya did not have a boyfriend. Who do you think you are? Why should we inform you if we are dating? My gaze grew a few degrees colder, my whole demeanor different from usual, and my voice carried a warning signal. An immense sense of pressure washed over him. He swallowed hard and could not help but take half a step back. But what He Ming could not quite wrap his head around was, other than being taller and more handsome than him, what other redeeming qualities did this guy have? Meanwhile, Luo Pataya, standing beside me, had long since tuned out all the sounds around her. The only thing she could hear was the beating of her own heart. She is my girlfriend. She is my girlfriend. Aha, those words are so sweet. Luo Pataya's face felt hot. Little Luo, who was that guy? A familiar voice drifted down from above, snapping Luo Pataya back to reality. She looked around and realized He Ming had already left. My classmate. He has been pursuing me lately. He asked me out for lunch this morning and I rejected him. I did not expect him to ambush me outside the school in the afternoon. Why did not you tell me about something this important? Luo Pataya froze for a second, then looked up at me. Noticing an emotion in my eyes she could not quite decipher. We are classmates. I did not think he would act like that.
Classmate.
He is still a man, is not he? Can't you be a little more vigilant? What would you have done if I had not happened to pass by and see you? Luo Pataya seemed to have realized something, and a sweet smile appeared on her exquisitely pretty face. Brother Rambutan, are you worried about me? Idiot. If I was not worried, would I be this angry?
You are living at my place now, so I have to be responsible for you.
Himph, why do I feel like you're actually jealous? I paused for a moment, then turned and started walking back towards the apartment complex. 2 patches of red also rushed to my face, and I had absolutely no idea how to reply. I originally wanted to blurt out that I never get jealous, but it seemed like I really was jealous. Never mind, not answering was the best policy. Luo Pataya was a little idiot. She definitely would not figure it out. Looking at my tall, handsome, retreating figure, Luo Pataya smiled and followed after me. Brother Rambutan, did you mean what you said earlier? Am I your girlfriend from now on? Hearing this, my footsteps faltered. I hesitated for a moment before replying. No, I was just helping you get out of that situation. Big meanie. Luo Pataya turned her head away, not wanting to talk to me anymore. What was his deal? He claimed I was his girlfriend, and then refused to admit it. Seeing Luo Pataya like this, I regretted it again, but the words had already tumbled out of my mouth. The 2 of us walked back to the apartment complex in silence. As we were nearing our building, I glanced at the girl beside me, hesitated for a moment, and finally grabbed her arm. What is it, Brother Rambutan? Little Luo, what did you mean by what you said earlier? The part where you asked, am I your girlfriend from now on? When Luo Pataya said those words just now, she was smiling. So I was a bit confused. I did not know what was actually going on in her mind. That is why I wanted to ask her directly and clear things up. Brother Rambutan. Luo Pataya's face was entirely red, and she was speechless. Why had Shu Rambutan suddenly become so direct? It made her feel quite nervous. What I meant was, when you asked me if I liked you in the haunted house that day, were you asking because you want to be my girlfriend? After a moment, I decided to lay all the thoughts in my heart bare without holding anything back. My own face instantly flushed as red as a fiery sunset. Luo Pataya was also stunned. Both of her cheeks burned fiercely red. She felt like if she stayed any longer, she would pass out from sheer embarrassment. So relying on her last shred of consciousness, she replied, Brother Rambutan, I'm heading upstairs first. As soon as she finished speaking, she bolted through the front door of the building and rushed into the elevator. This is killing me. Why is Shu Rambutan being so direct today? If I say, I do want to be his girlfriend, is the next step for him to confess, and then are we supposed to kiss? No way. Shu Rambutan, you big idiot. How could our first kiss happen in a place like that? Seeing Luo Pataya's reaction, I suddenly felt a bit of regret for asking that question. But I really just wanted to know her true thoughts. If she was interested in me, then I needed to make a move, instead of just acting like an idiot doing nothing. After returning home, I looked at Luo Pataya, whose face was as red as an apple, and said, Little Luo. When I asked that question, actually, Luo Pataya panicked and hurriedly looked up.
Brother Rambutan, I heard you.
I will give you my answer tomorrow. Okay. After saying that, she scurried into her room. I did not expect her to say that. Give me an answer tomorrow. Thinking of this, even my own heart started feeling a bit anxious. Then I walked into the kitchen to prepare dinner. On the other side of the door, the reason Luo Pataya said that was because she was afraid Shu Rambutan was only joking when he asked. That was why she immediately interrupted him. She did not want there to be any misunderstandings or missed opportunities between her and Shu Rambutan. She just wanted her first confession to happen on a memorable day. Moreover, she was not entirely sure if Shu Rambutan actually liked her. If her confession succeeded, she would be incredibly happy tomorrow. If it failed, she would just take a plane back to Yunqing, hide under her covers, and cry secretly by herself. The next time she returned, she would just be the teenage pianist Luo Pataya, and Shu Rambutan would just be Shu Rambutan. They would just be ordinary people in a temporary living arrangement. Before long, dinner was ready. Luo Pataya looked at the several delicious dishes on the dining table, and a sweet smile appeared on her pretty face. Brother Rambutan, your cooking is really amazing. Whoever becomes your wife in the future is going to be so happy. I am so jealous. I looked up at Luo Pataya and noticed that although her cheeks were flushed, the smile did not reach her eyes. It seemed like some emotions were hidden within them. Retracting my gaze, I picked up a piece of taro pork rib and placed it in her bowl. This taro pork rib is a new dish I learned. Give it a try. Himph. Why did not you reply to what I said? My Shu Rambutan's wife will definitely be very happy. I could not help but chuckle softly. Oh, then let me ask you something else, brother. Rambutan, what type of girls do you like? I like a specific person. Himph.
You are copying me.
Yeah, you said it first and I learned from you. I realize now that truly liking someone from the bottom of your heart means wanting to spend more of your time on them. After dinner, Luo Pataya got up to clear the dishes and brought them to the kitchen. Seeing me running hot water to wash the dishes, she smiled brightly and said, Brother Rambutan, the time I have spent living with you has been the happiest time I have had in the past 2 years. Why do you say that? Is it because of my cooking or something else? I do not know why either. It is just that living with you makes me feel in a really good mood every single day. Saying that, Luo Pataya suddenly squeezed right next to me. Brother Rambutan, you go out. I will wash the dishes. No need. You go play. I will wash them myself. I just want to wash them with you, because every time I wash your dishes, it is own time less I get to. Little Luo, if you want to wash dishes, you can wash them as many times as you want. Why do you have to sound so sentimental? Own time less I get to. Really, as many times as I want. Even for a whole lifetime. Luo Pataya said with a puffed chest, but because she was shy, her voice was very small, so I did not hear her. After filling the sink with water, I turned slightly and smiled at Luo Pataya. Since you want to wash them so badly, how could I refuse? I will do the first wash and you do the second rinse, okay? Yay. Luo Pataya's melancholic little face instantly flushed with 2 bright patches of red. Smiling brightly, she plunged her small hands into the sink, seeing her endearingly naive appearance. I silently screamed in my heart. She is way too cute. The next day at 4 p.m., I brought Luo Pataya back to our family home. Today was my 19th birthday. After dinner, Zhao Kumquat brought a cake into the living room.
Come on.
Let us eat the cake early today. Pitaya has a flight to catch back to Yuncheng at 9 p.m. Hearing my mom say this, I froze slightly. I did know she was supposed to go to Yuncheng on Sunday for a piano recital. But why did she have to go back so late at night? After thinking for a moment, I walked over. Little Luo.
You are heading back to Yuncheng later.
Why do you have to go tonight? None of your business. I already bought the ticket. Luo Pataya's face burned hot. Idiot Shu Rambutan. It is all because of you. I am afraid that if I confess to you later and get rejected, I won't be able to hold back my tears. So I thought I would go back to Yuncheng to cry. That way, I won't look so embarrassing. Right then I will drive you to the airport later. I felt a bit helpless. I had originally planned to take her out to have some fun tonight. Then I looked at the table. Zhao Kumquat had just unboxed the cake, and I found that it was a strawberry cake inside. Moreover, it was the exact same design as the little strawberry cake Luo Pataya had made before. Noticing my gaze, Zhao Kumquat smiled and said, This is a cake Pataya made for you with her own hands. She spent 2 hours making it. She even told me not to tell you right away. How could I do that? I definitely had to let you know. A cake made by family just tastes better. Does not it? Right. Xiao Yao. I blushed and nodded. Looking at Luo Pataya, I found that she was blushing too. Himph, why are you looking at me? Because I want to. Hearing this, her heart fluttered. What was up with Shu Rambutan? 2 days in a row of being so direct. Had he fallen hopelessly in love with her? She shook her head vigorously, trying to clear her thoughts. She still had to confess her feelings later. She could not let herself be distracted. What are you standing there spacing out for? Hurry up and blow out the candles and make a wish.
Luo Pattaya watched the boy in front of her with his eyes closed, making a wish.
A beautiful smile graced her pretty face, as she thought to herself, Brother Rambutan, could you help me make a wish too? I'm not greedy. My wish is to become your girlfriend today. After making the wish and eating the cake, Luo Pattaya noticed that I had gone into the kitchen. She took a deep breath and walked over. Brother Rambutan, what are you doing? Do not you have a flight to catch later? I noticed you did not eat much for dinner, so I am frying some potatoes for you. You can take them with you and eat them if you get hungry on the way. I do not want them. You do not like them. Did not you eat a whole bunch of the fried potatoes I made a few days ago? No, it is not that. I like whatever you make. It is just that. I have something else to do right now. Could you come to the rooftop with me for a bit first? I want to give you a birthday present. Luo Pattaya's little face flushed red. She looked charmingly anxious, feeling incredibly nervous. Okay, shortly after the two of us arrived on the rooftop, it was pitch black all around, with only faint light shining from a distance. I looked at the girl beside me, somewhat puzzled. Little Luo, you are afraid of the dark. Why did you want to give me my birthday present up here? It is fine. It is not too dark. Besides, with you beside me, I am not that scared. Am I your light or something? Luo Pattaya hummed vaguely, the last sound as faint as a mosquito. She wanted to admit it, but also did not want Shu Rambutan to hear. I raised an eyebrow and stared at her intently. Something's off. Why did I hear another word at the end there? No, you did not, you big idiot. Luo Pattaya's face burned hot, and she took half a step back.
So what is the present?
Seeing her blushing, I felt a bit helpless and could only steer the conversation back on track. This is the birthday coupon I'm giving you. There are 20 of them. Seeing Luo Pattaya suddenly pull out a pink box, my eyes widened in shock. Were these coupons the proper kind? Brother Rambutan, you can open it and take a look. Hearing this, I took the box and gently opened it. The first thing I saw was a comfort coupon. Present this coupon when you're feeling down. I will cheer you up, coax you, hug you, and stay by your side unconditionally. Then the second card was revealed. Makeup coupon. Present this coupon. No matter how fiercely we fight, we must make up immediately. I swallowed hard, the expression on my face becoming extremely unnatural. This little idiot was really throwing herself at me completely without holding back. This is my 19th birthday present to you. You have to accept it. Okay?
I will.
Thank you for the present. Himph, I have been living at your place rent-free for so long. There is no need to be polite over a small gift like this. Luo Pattaya blushed, lowered her head, and blinked her large eyes rapidly. She had made many more coupons. These were just a third of them. She absolutely had to confess successfully today. Otherwise, all those exclusive relationship coupons she made would be a complete waste of effort. Little Luo, have you thought about the answer you said you were going to give me today? If you have not, then we should probably head downstairs. Do not you have a flight to catch? I looked at the girl in front of me. Her face flushed red. Ever since we returned from Chunhye town, I felt like a lot of my emotions were completely tied to Luo Pattaya. I had asked that question very seriously yesterday, so I was hoping for a favorable answer. I have thought about it, brother Rambutan. Yesterday you asked me if I wanted to date you. My answer actually is not that important, because no matter what I say, what I ultimately want to hear is your answer. Luo Pattaya spoke halfway, then suddenly choked up a little. Whenever she got shy or nervous, she felt like crying. This was especially true and completely uncontrollable when she was in front of Shu Rambutan. Seeing the corners of Luo Pattaya's eyes turning slightly red, my heart ached terribly. Just as I was about to speak, Luo Pattaya reached out and gently pressed a finger against my lips, then gave me a sweet smile and said, "Xu Rambutan."
I like you.
Saying that, her small hands gently grasped my arms as she stood on her tiptoes, and she pressed a soft kiss to my cheek. Her clear, large eyes were brimming with an innocent smile. It was the sweet smile of a young girl whose secret feelings had finally been heard by the boy she liked. I had not expected Luo Pattaya to kiss my cheek. I was completely frozen. Seeing Luo Pattaya turn to leave, my heart tightened, and I hurriedly grabbed her wrist. Little Luo, where are you going? Himph, today is your birthday. I want you to be happy. I have said what I needed to say. If you want to reject me, wait until tomorrow. Please do not make me cry today. Luo Pattaya's pretty face looked utterly wronged. She was completely uncertain of anything right now, and she was terrified of being rejected. I pulled Luo Pattaya straight into my arms.
Idiot, what are you saying?
Why would I reject you? You said you like me? But actually, I like you too. Brother Rambutan, you like me too. When I asked if you liked me in the haunted house that day, it was because I had uncontrollably fallen in love with you and wanted to know your answer. If it was not for your bravery, I might still be too blind to see my own heart. Thank you, little Luo. Brother Rambutan. I do not want you to just simply like me.
I want to be with you as your girlfriend, okay?
Luo Patea's small hands hugged my waist tightly. Her pretty face, overwhelmed with emotion and shyness, flushed with two bright red patches. Okay, we will date. I want little Luo to become my Shu Rambutan's girlfriend. Big meanie, I do not want to be your girlfriend. Luo Patea habitually acted a bit tsundere, but then realized what she said and bashfully threw herself back into my arms. I do! I want to be Brother Rambutan's girlfriend. Are we supposed to kiss now? I looked down at Luo Pattaya's red lips, my heart pounding wildly. Okay, but you can't call me an idiot anymore. I won't. She closed her eyes, blushing fiercely. Looking at that exquisitely pretty face so close to mine, I hesitated for quite a while before finally pressing a kiss onto her fair forehead. Feeling a warm breath against her forehead, Luo Pattaya opened her eyes in bewilderment. She asked somewhat curiously, Brother Rambutan, were not we going to kiss?